Good evening, everybody. I hope all of you are having a wonderful week so far. For the for this week's poem, much like my haiku from Wednesday, it's another it's another example of the smallest objects still being able to can trace back memory pleasant memories. In this case, it's this wine cork from one of the two bottles of wine that I brought back from Greece that was recently opened. And of course, knowing me, I ended up from this one little piece of cork in my hand the following poem, and that eventually came out. And it goes something like this: a story of the wine cork. As I see the winery named Titakis after the bottle has been uncorked, I have a flashback to a sunnier day on the other side of the Atlantic, under the breezy blue skies of Crete, all 32 of us sharing tables, each glass held for one specific wine. This one poured shades of gold, reflecting in the afternoon light with a smooth taste chilled. I knew that it would be coming home, an impetus to open a few months on. So yes, it so we so this poem started Thanksgiving mere minutes after Thanksgiving dinner wrapped up here at home. I get asked by my sister, "Do you want to keep the wine cork?" It's been a while since I've done something like that. I have one other wine cork here, which was from a bottle of cava that I brought back from Spain back in 2016. So I don't usually keep my wine corks when the bottles are open, but this time around, I guess I just took a look at the whole way around, and I'm like, okay, I might want to keep this one. And naturally, I ended up taking a trip back in time to September. Actually, it was October 1st. It was Sunday, October 1st. We arrived in Crete on September 30th. But this was a full day. The Sunday was spent entirely exploring the island, beginning at the Minoan ruins of Kenosis. The winery visit was the second stop of the day, and we got the standard winery visit, like the tour of the vineyards, showing how the winemaking process is done, and at the end we were able to taste four of their wines, and it was kind of wine tasting, like the bread, the meat, the cheese, the the palate chart for each specific wine, and we just went through them one by one, and it's the image of that it's the image of that afternoon: blue skies, slight breeze, sunshine, and under two tables with roofs above our heads, we tasted the wines, and at the end we had the chance to buy. And I knew that this time, like, my suitcase could only hold two bottles of wine, with the rest of the clothes underneath it to keep from getting damaged. And I went for, I guess I wasn't I like dry wine, honestly. Even though probably in hindsight I should have like balanced it out, like one dry wine, one sweet wine, for balance sake, instead of picking both dry wines. But the Impetus white was the one that caught my attention. Like, its golden hue just reflected off in the sunlight, and I sort of knew then that this was gonna be the one that was coming back with me. So yeah, like flash ahead to Thanksgiving night. I asked which type of wine would we want for dinner. We went with the white one. I was excited to open the bottles because just seeing from the label and the cork, it opens up memories. Like every little thing, whether it be the Greek scarf, the AEK and the winery T-shirts, and the wine cork. All of those small things bring the memories to life, and they did and there's no exception here. And that, funnily enough, this will be my last poem that I've written for the Greece trip for this year. I mean, who knows whether or not in the future this trip will come up as poetic fodder again. But it was nice to take one more trip down memory lane to one of the biggest moments of this year. Trust me, there will be a lot more going down memory lane between now and New Year's Day. But for now, that's it for this week's video. I hope all of you have a wonderful weekend, and I'll talk to you guys again next week. Good night, everybody.